Mom, I made something beautiful for you. I just felt like destroying something beautiful.
Hey, this is Julien Truchan of French death grind band BENIGHTED, and you're listening to The Bloodshed with a Vampire on Metal Messiah Radio International.
Julien, welcome and thank you very much for this great honor for me to have you on The Bloodshed right here on Metal Messiah Radio International. It's so great to have you back, Julien.
It's my pleasure, buddy. It's a long time since the last time we talked, and I'm very happy to be in interview with you again.
Julien, we met back then 5 years ago, I remember, sometimes in April 2015 for BENIGHTED's 2014 album Carnivore Sublime, and back again in February 2017 for BENIGHTED album then Necrobreed. It's so great to have you back. It's so great for me to talk to you again after a Necrobreed. You guys have released an EP. Dogs always bite harder than their master. I don't know where you guys got that title from.
Yeah, it's a very simple title.
On October 12, 2018 via Seasons of Mist. Julien, yes, how are things doing so far, and how is the last full-length album Necrobreed being received?
Actually, we really toured a lot for the promotion of Necrobreed. I think we made something like 2 European tours, 1 Asian tour, 1 French tour, 1 American tour. We played for the very first time at the 70,000 Tons of Metal, which was such a great experience, and we can't wait to be back on this fantastic boat to party with everybody.
For new fans or those who don't know, the band BENIGHTED were spawned by members from French death and black metal bands like DISHUMANIZED, Darkness, Fire, and OSGILIATH.
Oh, it's very OSGILIATH, yeah. Very, very old bands. None of them exist anymore.
Yes, we joined forces in 1998 for more brutal, heavy, and modern way of expression when their first self-produced and self-titled full-length hit hit the street in 2000, it immediately had a strong impact. This turned a side project into a main act as fast as a growing fan base was built by a string of acclaimed albums. Psychose in 2002, Insane Cephalic Production in 2004, Identisick 2006, Icon in 2007, Asylum Cave released in 2011, Carnivore Sublime in 2014, and Necrobreed last in 2017 were all well received. Julien, do the band still has the same lineup from 2017, and don't you mind to present us this current lineup, please?
Well, actually, we changed again the lineup because we had some troubles with our ex-drummer Romain Goulon, who used to play in Necrophagist as well. He started to have some troubles with his ankle, so we had to take a decision and find quickly a new drummer. And so that's why now we have Kevin Paradis playing with us, and he already played in so many great bands like Melekesh or Shining. He made some sessions for a lot of bands, and he already made sessions for Benighted. So it was pretty natural for us to invite him in the band and say, hey, do you want to be the official Benighted drummer? And of course he said yes, so we are very, very happy to have him now. And the other change in the band was the guitarist, because right after we recorded Necrobreed, Olivier, who was also my best friend, had to leave the band because he was really too tired to continue touring that much, and he preferred saying, I don't want to slow down the band, so I prefer quitting now. But you find another guitarist, who is Fabien actually, and give the best chance to Benighted to be touring the most as possible. And it was a huge proof of friendship for me that he made this decision, and he still continues helping the band as much as he can, but without being the permanent guitarist.
Yes, so thank you for presenting us the band current lineup, Julien, and tell us about the band's first ever EP, Dogs Bites Harder Than Their Masters, please.
After Necrobreed and after touring a lot, we just noticed that we didn't do anything special for 20 years anniversary. So we decided, hey, why not make a concert in France, in Lyon, close to where we live, and release an anniversary EP. As you said, we never made EP in the past. So we thought, hey, that's the occasion to do an EP with 2 or 3 new tracks and maybe a cover and all the live stuff that we can get from the anniversary concert. So that's what we did. And this anniversary EP was, for me, a very good experience, and it's a very good memory because we saw so many people who are like family. And for me, it's 20 years of Benighted, which is already a long career for an extreme metal band.
You know, when I first saw the video for that, I remember single dogs always bite harder than their master. I said, what's wrong with Julien? With the title.
But I thought it's an EP, so maybe I won't have to pronounce it too many times on stage or something.
No, but by the way, I highly recommend that, and I start to play it right away over and over again, and I really love that music up till now. I must congratulate you guys for that great EP, especially talking about the live performances.
Thank you very much. We have such a good memory from this live show. It was so cool with a lot of great guests on stage. There was Sven, my brother Sven from Aborted. There was Niklas from Shining and Ben from the English band Unfathomable Ruination. So it was like a huge gathering of friends. And of course, my brother from France, Arnaud from Black Bombay, who came on stage to sing a song with us. So it was really a very special show, and it was an amazing memory in my life.
Among all the festivals the band done last year, you also play at the Kutym Festival in Slovakia. Was the first time the band played at this festival? How was your experience in Slovakia in general, Julien?
Well, it was the first time. I heard about Kutym Festival for the years before, but it was the first time for us to play there. It was such a huge experience. I think we were playing pretty late, right after Flesh God Apocalypse, so it was already something like, I don't know, 1 a.m. or something, and the people were still totally crazy in the crowd, mosh pitting and everything. We thought, I think it was the second or third day of the festival, but the people were still full of energy, and the mosh pit was totally crazy. So we keep a very good memory from this festival, and we really hope to be in Slovakia again soon, because we have a lot of fans here and a lot of friends, and every time we go to this country, we have an amazing time.
I asked you that because I was there last time, was back in 2017. Then they had another venue. They switched from places. I think you play at a new location.
Oh, maybe. It was a great one. It was open air festival in a very nice place.
I really enjoy it so much because it's just a small festival and everybody sees each other.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's a very metal family spirit, and I really enjoy this kind of festivals.
Continue with this interview, Julien. You just played Switzerland and Austria. How was this gig gone, and have you already played some of the track of the new album there?
No, the gigs have been fantastic. We played Mesuf in Switzerland, and it was totally crazy. 2 weeks ago, we were playing in Vienna in Austria, and Vienna is like our second home, so we know everybody there. So it was really a crazy party, but we still played the whole set list, and we will only start to play the new songs in April when the album will be out.
Have you already played the Vienna Metal Meeting?
Yeah, last year.
Okay, yeah, that festival I like to go because I've been to Eindhoven Metal Meeting, which is from the same organizers, Roman. Yeah, very good.
Everybody knows Roman.
Very known guy.
yeah, great guy, making a lot of things for the metal scene. So he's a very great guy.
I think we should push him for president.
Vote for Roman.
Okay, the band's upcoming album titled Obscene Repressed from the French extreme metalers BENIGHTED is scheduled to be released in April 19, 2020 via their local label Season of Mist. Julien, a 3 full-length album, 1 live compilation, and 1 EP already released with this great record label. This new album, Obscene Repressed, will be the band's 4th full-length with Season of Mist. Is this part of a complete new deal, or is this the last one to be released via this French label? And are you guys happy with what you have done with the label so far?
Well, actually, we are happy about everything with Season of Mist because we work in full trust, and they are always very supportive with us. They are very serious about working BENIGHTED in a good way. So I can't complain about anything with Season of Mist, but we will continue to be produced on this label. I think it's supposed to be the last one, but we will continue with Season of Mist if they're okay, as long as we can, because it's very easy to work together. We know each other so well, and everything is so easygoing. There's no point to stop this relationship.
I think it makes an edge because they are also from France.
Yeah, but they have one of the companies of Season of Mist is in Marseille in France, but they also have one in Eindhoven in the Netherlands and another one in Philadelphia in the US.
With this new album, the band continues to invite great artists to be featured on the albums like Hatebreed's Jamie Jasta. My friend, I interviewed a couple of years ago from Disbelief, and Morgoth, we talking about Carson Jagger and Sebastian Grimo from Cytotoxin. How do you guys get to choose whom you invited to perform on the albums, Julien?
Well, normally it comes from me when I start working on the lyrics and the vocal parts of a song. Sometimes when I'm doing it, I'm thinking like, hey, this vocalist would be so cool here if we would share the vocals, and it comes to my mind when I'm working on it. So, for example, for Grimo, we toured with Cytotoxin 2 years ago, and Grimo became very, very close friend. He's like my brother, and for me it was very natural to invite him on the new album. I knew that for the track The Starving Beast, the combination of both of our vocals would be fantastically brutal and intense, because you almost don't have the time to breathe at the beginning of the track, and it's so fucking intense with his voice and mine that I'm super, super happy with that. And about my brother Jagger from Disbelief, Jagger already made some guest vocals on our Icon album, but when I started to work on the vocals for this very poetical track, Mom, I Love You the Wrong Way, when I was singing the chorus, I surprised myself trying to imitate Jagger's voice. And then I said, why should I do that? Let's make it by the master. And Jagger is way better than me to do this kind of vocals. So that's how it was decided. And finally, for Jamie Jasta, which is a big surprise, I imagine, for the people, for a band like us to have such a prestigious guest, an extreme album like a Benighted album. I heard that he talked about us on one of his podcasts, so I thought maybe he would like Benighted. And I'm a huge fan of Hatebreed for years. And when we wrote the song Implore the Negative, I was like, oh my God, that would be so cool to have his vocals here. So I just took a chance and wrote to Nuclear Blast. I wrote to a guy called Marcus. And Marcus told me that he would really enjoy to see this kind of collaboration, that Jamie was such a busy guy that he would probably even answer. But he told me, I sent the email and let's see, it's worth the shot. If it happens, it happens. It will be cool. And 2 weeks after that, I received a mail from Marcus with Jamie in copy and say, okay, Jamie is up for it. So Jamie, here's Julien. Julien, here's Jamie. And I let you deal the stuff together. And that's how it happens.
Very good. The new album, Obscene Repressed, will be worldwide released via Season of Mist, as we already said, on April 10, 2020. Julien, don't you mind to present us the album tracking list?
Sure, of course. The first track is Obscene Repressed. So it starts with the title. It's a very short track and very brutal, like a bit of Necrobreed. It starts with this kind of, very disturbing sounds that you make with your mouth. ASM, I think, when you do these kind of disgusting noises, And then, of course, the track starts in a very savage way, so it's very intense and surprising when it starts. That's how the album starts, with Obscene Repressed, very, very brutal track, very fast. You cannot breathe from the beginning until the end of the track. And the second track is called Nails, and it's a track where I do a lot of pig squeals, so I think the pig squeal fans will be happy. And then track number 3 is Brutus, the first single that we released for the promotion of the new album. So a song started with a very clean and romantic guitars. After that, unleashing brutality with a very hardcore chorus. Track number 4 is The Starving Beast, where Grimo from Cytotoxin is singing with me. Number 5, it's Smoke Through the Skull. It's a pretty unconventional track for us because it's a very trash track in the spirit and in the riffs. So I think it can be a bit surprising for people who listen to it and say, hey, my God, Benighted is doing trash metal now. But it's a song that we really love because it's very dynamic and very catchy too. So I'm impatient to see how people react with this song on stage. Number 6, that's Implore the Negative, the track with Jamie Jasta from Hatebreed. So very massive track with a chorus that I really love. Is so neck-breaking chorus. I really love this song. For me, it's one of the best of the album. Then after Implore the Negative, I think it's Muzzle. It's a very funny track because the chorus, we have hardcore vocals singing no lips, no kiss. Because it's talking about, the whole concept of the album is about a young boy with a very severe facial deformation, very severe form of cleft palate. And the no lips, no kiss is because his mother finds him so ugly that she doesn't want him to kiss her. But it's very funny to have guys, with very brutal vocals singing no lips, no kiss. You will see. After this track, you have Casual Piece of Meat, which is a very dark track where we put in a lot of orchestration, which is pretty unusual for us. It's a track really based on disgusting atmospheres, very brutal, of course, but also with this dark atmosphere and disgusting feelings that you can have when you listen to it. So creepy song for sure. Then you've got Scarecrow. It's a very, very fast song, and I do a lot of vocal shits on this one. I think that's the song where I put the most variety considering the vocals. I also do some snoring. You can imagine. That's the first time that I do some. So, it will be surprising too, I think. Then it's the Mom, I Love You the Wrong Way with a Jagger. Yeah, very good to find very smart title track.
But tell me, Julien, Jagger was very pleased to come back on the album.
Oh yeah, he was very happy about it. Yeah, we had a lot of fun, and after that we went to a restaurant and we had an after party where we drank a lot, and it was very funny. It's the same thing. I find it so funny to sing with some brutal vocals. Mom, I love you the wrong way. It's super cool. After that, you have another song, number 11, it's Undivided Dismemberment. It's a very short and very intense song. And then we end the album with Bound to Facial Plague, which is a very evolutive track. It starts like very heavy, very crushing stuff, and then it goes very savage pretty fast. And there's a lot of things happening in this track until the end where it dies and finish the album the best way we could, I think.
If I'm not wrong, you have a cover song and you have a bonus track, right?
The bonus track is a track that we recorded for a masterclass in France last year, so we decided to re-record it and put it as a bonus track. And we have a cover which ends the special edition of the album, which is actually a Slipknot cover, but for us it was too obvious that we couldn't take one of the most famous hits of Slipknot because it would seem too obvious. So we decided to take a track that only few people knows from Slipknot. And this track, it's so intense and it fits perfectly with the Benighted spirit. So we said, okay, that's the one we want to cover. And the result is very funny too.
Julien, I want to thank you very much for describing us the album Tracklist, and I want to thank you, and I want to thank as well as Jessica from Season of Mist for sending me the album MP3 file. Thank you very much, Julien.
Thank you, brother. Thanks to you for this interview again.
End of 2019, the extreme French metal outfit Benighted has unveiled the cover artwork and the tracking list for their long-anticipated new full-length Obscene Repressed. Have you repeated with Carly Ronaldson just like you did for the last album, for the album cover artwork, Julien?
No. When we had to choose who would do the new artwork cover, Gary was very, very busy and we didn't want to bother him again. And I thought about Robert from Grind Design because I saw he was making some cover art and we worked together in the past for one shirt, and I know he's an amazing tattoo artist and I love his job so much that I have to find an idea to get a tattoo myself by him. Well, I know the world of his tattoos is exactly the aesthetic I wanted for the cover of Obscene Repressed. So when I got in contact with him, he was like, oh my God, I would love to do that because the concept is so sick that it will be a huge challenge to find a cover for that. And when I received the cover, I was like, oh my God, I couldn't have dreamed better. What's funny is because it looks kind of old school because it's a typical death metal cover, but it looks at the same time so modern and so creepy that it's perfect mix of everything I wanted and imagined for this new album.
I think it's totally different what I saw on Necrobreed. I believe that you have sent him at least the track so he can listen to and get an idea, or you guided him. What do you want?
I drew some sketches of what I imagined of the cover and I explained him the concept of the album. Didn't hear any track before drawing it. We had many talks about what we could do on the cover, and I always have a lot of ideas when because for example, for the Benighted artworks, for shirts and everything, normally most of the ideas come from me and I draw sketches, of course very bad because I'm not a professional drawer, but I send it to the designers and then they do it with their skills, which are way better than mine. But most of the time, that's the way I work. I draw some sketches and I send it to the artist to make this work.
Very nice album cover artwork, Julien. Very great.
Thank you. I'm very, very glad about it.
The upcoming album was recorded at Cole Keller Studios in Germany with producer Christian and was mixed and mastered by Tom Purcell. How was everything gone this time with the making and recording of this album? What's so different now compared to Necrobreed, Julien?
Well, for the first time, we didn't record the guitars, the studio, because the guitarist recorded everything at home. So we only recorded at the Cole Keller drums, bass, and vocals. And Cole, when we sent him the pre-production of the tracks, he started to think about what kind of sound we could do different from Necrobreed, because we like to each of our album to be different from the previous one, to always, be a bit surprising, and that every album has its own identity. And this time we decided to make a sound clearer for the guitars, because Necrobreed was very aggressive. For the years it was very aggressive. The sound was very scratchy, and Obscene Repressed, the guitars are a bit clearer because also the riffs are more complex and you need to hear the details. So that's That's why we choose this orientation for the production of the new album. And Kohler really applicated himself a lot to make it sound massive and powerful. And I'm very, very happy with the mix that he did, because you can hear everything and it's very, very crushing when you listen to it. The sound jumps to your face, and I really love what he did.
The band has so far released 2 videos for the track Brutus official lyric video on January 16th and Implore the Negative on another official lyric video that was released on February 11th featuring Jamie Jasta of Hatebreed. Do you want to say something about this video, Julien? And will there be another official video or film video to be released before the release of the album?
For the 2 first tracks that we released, I think it's the very first time that we use lyrics video, because normally I'm not a huge fan of lyrics video, but Brutus is written in French, and I thought that would be original to propose a lyrics video for French songs, especially because when you don't have the lyrics, it's pretty hard to understand my pronunciation. And it was some kind of a challenge. And for the other lyrics video with Jamie Jasta, the track Implore the Negative, I think this song really sounds like a hymn to me. And it's important for people to see the lyrics. They will learn it pretty faster. And when it will be played on stage, they will be able to sing with me, and I will fucking love it.
But tell us, are you guys going to be releasing another video, whatever, lyric or film video before the release of the album?
Yeah, in 3 weeks from now, I think 9th of March, we will release a music video that we made with the same recording crew that we had for the tracks Reptilian or Leatherface. We worked again with these guys, and I am so impatient to deliver it, because I received it, I think, 4 days ago. And when I received it, I was like, wow, we are going to have some troubles. Because
Julien, for which song are we talking about?
It's Nails. Nails. And the global concept of the album is about Oedipal issues of the psychotic son with his mom. So I let you imagine what kind of dirty stuff you will have in the video. I think we will have some problems. Reaction. Very proud it goes this way, because for us it's very important to have music video that shows exactly the concept of the album. I mean, I always write the lyrics like if it was the scenario of a movie. When we can put some visual, like a horror movie, on what I write, I'm the happiest guy in the world. And this new music video is totally, that's the best thing I could dream of. It's really disgusting and really shocking at the same time. So I hope people will enjoy it.
You just make me so impatient. I can't wait to see it.
You will tell me what you think about it.
Okay, the band will be very busy this summer, hitting great stages like Stonehenge in the Netherlands, Gorefest in Sweden, Rock Marathon in Hungary, Deathfest Open Air in Germany, Motor Cult in France, Summer Breeze Open Air in Germany, Brutal Over Sanity in Greece, and many, many more great festivals. The band will also be at the Inferno Festival in Norway and in Brutal Assault, where I will see you guys again, Julien. What can the fans expect at this festival, and how about the set list?
Well, of course, you will have new tracks of the new albums, but we worked very hard on a new scenography, which means you will have a lot of stuff on stage to help getting into the atmosphere of Obscene Repressed, and some disgusting figure on stage as well. So you will see. You will have the brutality of the music, of course, but you will also have the visual brutality of what we will do on stage.
It will be great to see you back, to see Benighted back live in concert. I will see you guys in a month from now at Inferno.
Yeah, I'm impatient to go there. We didn't play Inferno, I think, since 2008. So we are really looking forward to play there again.
And as we said, we will meet back at Brutal Assault in Czech Republic.
Yeah, with pleasure. I think we will stay 2 or 3 days there, so we will have a time to drink together, buddy.
And there, for people that don't know, for like €1, you get like 1.5 liters of beer. So beers are very cheap there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
You know, when I'm there, when I'm there, I always give up. I can't drink the more. The drinks are so cheap that I can't.
Yeah, it's very dangerous.
Okay, continue. Okay, Julien, the band will be doing a Hellfest warm-up tour over France this coming March and April. And also the band will be leaving to Asia, where the band will be in Japan on May 16 and May 17 with Marduk celebrating their 30th anniversary, and with Pentagram, Envy, and Exhume, and many more. The upcoming tour to France, is this like a gift that you guys will give to the home crowd performing the new music to them? And how are the excitement among the band to this trip to Japan?
Well, yeah, the French tour, it's something that's organized that Alex, who's working for the Hellfest. The Hellfest warm-up tour is something that exists for 3 years now, and he wanted us to be headlining this tour this time. And for us, as it was the same time the release of our new album, it was just the perfect timing to start with a tour in our home country. And then we play Japan, which is the very, very first time for Benighted. And I'm really impatient to be there because I only hear crazy things about Japan and the quality of the crowds and how crazy people are. And I really want to be there and see that with my own eyes. So I'm very impatient to be in May and see how crazy the Japanese metalheads can be.
Julien, one question. Will you guys be playing at Hellfest this year?
No, not this year. We played 2 years ago. So this time we do only Hellfest warm-up, and Hellfest maybe next year. I have no idea for now, but we don't play this year.
If I have Hellfest on my schedule for 2021, I might see you guys again there.
I really hope so, bro.
Okay, madness reigns yet again. Benighted deliver a new radical soundtrack to this savage time. Obscene Repressed gives an extreme musical voice to the madness lurking within. Let your mind be shaken by Benighted. In case of side effect, please see the surgeon. Julien, before we leave, in how many formats will this album be available, and how about merch for this new album? Is there some already available?
So far, it's not available. It will be out at the same time than the album release date. But we are very happy that this time the album will exist, of course, in Crystal Edition, also in a Digipack edition that you can buy in the Digibox. And we had a very stupid idea. It's when you open the Digipack, it's like an anniversary card, except that anniversary card, when you open it, you have a happy birthday to you. Yeah. And when you open the Digipack, you have
okay.
You have a big squirrel.
Julien, will you have this at Inferno? Will you bring this Digipack along?
I hope so. I shall have it, so I will bring some at the Inferno for sure.
I like to have one. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure. And then it will be released in vinyl, I think of 4 or 5 colors different, in the tape as well. And about merch, we have all the merch taken from the cover art, like, of course, zippers and shirts and girly shirts. But we also have a collaboration with a French clothes mark, which is called Hero Clothing, that we are a long-time relationship with. And they helped us to make pretty uncommon merch with a very, very beautiful zipper that had nothing to do with the usual zipper. It's way more customized. And so you will see normally it's already posted, but we will promote it again. We will have basketball shirts as well, and reversible shorts. That means that the short, it's a black short with a red print on it. And if you turn it completely, you have a black short with a white print on it on the other side. And I think that's pretty much that's all. And of course, we have super nice caps too, with red Benighted logo on the front, and under the cap you have the cover of Obscene Repressed.
Yes, I'm looking forward to lay my hand on those merch when we meet in Inferno or in Czech Republic. Brutal. Julien, I want to thank you very, very much once again to make this interview possible. And I want to hand you over the microphone of Madam Messiah Radio for you to invite all your fans, all your friends. Yes, everybody to support the band, to buy the band's earlier materials, and to buy the brand new, this great new album, Obscene Repressed. Yes, to attend all the shows that you guys have already scheduled for this year. Julien, the microphone is all yours.
Thank you very much. At first, thank you very much for this interview again, my friend. It's a huge pleasure to talk to you every time. And yeah, we are so impatient now that this album will be released so we can start touring again. And we really invite everyone to listen to our new tracks and try to learn it. So when we arrive, you can sing with me, and I love it. So don't hesitate.
How is it? Julien, how is it? No lips, no kiss, lips.
But no lips, no kiss. Yeah, exactly. Very easy. It's not complicated to learn at all. Thank you to all the people who support us, and I really hope that many more will discover our music for those who don't know us yet. And thank you for your unconditional support, and we can't wait to be back on the roads and meet every one of you and party on stage with you and outside of stage after with beers and whiskey and everything.
Julien, like I always say, metal on. Bye-bye. Take care.
Bye-bye. Thank you.